Hey, good day, everybody. Here's a great piece called 10 Habits of Ultra Likable Leaders. One of the things that is really critical that you master if you're going to be, build a significant organization and have a lot of people to follow you is you have to become likable, because if you're not likable, you're going to alienate people. You push people away. In fact, what ends up happening, people try to sabotage you because they don't like you. So I think, there's another book that you can get at my website, hectorlarmarque.com, called Skill with People by Les Giblin. I would recommend that you read that book like 21 times in 21 days. It's a very short little book. It's almost like a pamphlet. It probably takes 20 minutes to read the book, and it's just powerful. It's going to teach you exactly how to treat people, how to get people to like you, how to move people in the right direction, how to help people, how to get people to help you accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish. That's a skill that's incredibly learnable. So too many people succumb to the mistaken belief that being likable comes from a natural traits that belong only to a lucky few. In this article, originally published by Dr. Travis Bradbury, explains how likable is under your control, and it's a matter of emotional intelligence. If you want to be a leader whom people follow with absolute conviction, you have to be a likable leader. Tyrants and curmudgeons with brilliant vision can command a reluctant following for a time, but it never lasts. They burn people out before they ever get to see what anyone is truly capable of. He says, when I speak to smaller audiences, I ask them to describe the best and worst leaders they've ever worked for. People invariably ignore innate characteristics, intelligence, extroversion, attractiveness, and so on. Instead, focus on qualities that are completely under the leader's control, such as approachability, humility, and positivity. So these and other words describe leaders who are skilled in emotional intelligence. Talent Smart research data from more than 1 million people shows that leaders who possess these qualities aren't just highly likable, they outperform those who don't possess them by a large margin. Becoming a more likable leader is completely and totally under your control, and it's a matter of emotional intelligence, EQ, if you will. Unlike innate fixed characteristics such as intelligence, IQ, EQ is a flexible skill that you can improve with effort. What follows are 10 key behaviors that emotionally intelligent leaders engage in that make them so likable. So, number one, they form personal connections. Like even in a crowded room, likable leaders make people feel like they're having a one-on-one conversation as if they're the only person in the room that matters. And for that moment, they are. Likable leaders communicate on a very personal, emotional level. They never forget that there's a flesh and blood human being standing in front of them. In other words, they treat everybody with respect, with honor. When they're talking to them, they're intently focused on hearing what that person's saying. A lot of times, if you're a leader, you're in a large group and people are vying for your attention. If, let's say that, for example, you're talking to somebody and you can see a couple other people standing off to the side waiting because they want some of your time or your attention or have a question. It's really a good thing to just acknowledge them. Say, look, I'll be with you in just a second, all right? And maybe touch their arm or something like that. Just let them know. Acknowledgement of that person is one of those factors that makes a huge difference. If you just ignore them, then they feel slighted or they feel like they're not worthy or whatever. That's not a good thing if you're a leader. Number two, they're approachable. You know those people who only have time for you if you can do something for them. Oh, hate those people. Likable leaders truly believe that everyone, regardless of rank or ability, is worth their time and attention. They make everyone feel valuable. Let me repeat that. They make everyone feel valuable because they believe that everyone is valuable. I think that's a huge thing, making everybody feel important. Number three, they're humble. Few things kill likability as quickly as arrogance, conceit. Likable leaders don't act as though they're better than you because they don't think they're better than you. Rather than being a source of prestige, they see their leadership position as an additional accountability to serve those who follow them. And I think one of the things, that I've always done is I know I've done a lot of personal development work over the years, a massive amount, still do every single day, never miss a day of personal development. And I know that the reason I've been able to have success is because I've done that, and I've continued to grow myself and grow my awareness level, which has made it possible for me to have success. And I know anybody can do that. I know any one of you hearing me right now can do that. You may not do it, but you can do it. So I see everybody as being able to do exactly what I've done if they're willing to do what I've done. And that's the key. Not everybody is, but some people are. What I'm always looking for is those people that are. And when I find those people, I go out of my way to help those people. And that's what you should do as well. Number 4, they're positive. Unlike leaders, likable leaders always maintain a positive outlook, and this shows in how they describe things. They don't have to give a presentation to the board of directors. They get to share their vision and ideas with the board. They don't have to go on a plant tour. They get to meet and visit with people who make their company's products. They don't even have to diet. They get to experience the benefits of eating healthfully. Even in undeniably negative situations, likable leaders emanate an enthusiastic hope for a future and confidence that they can help make tomorrow a better day than today. And, I think just one of the things that I found is it's just a simple thing. Negative, repels, and positive attracts. Now, if you're in a business, your goal is to attract people, attract clients, attract customers, attract new people to your venture that you want to build a team with. It's always in the attraction mode. So when you're negative, you're automatically repelling people. When you're positive, you're automatically, attracting people. So one of the things I've always said is that if anything good came from being negative, I would always be negative because it's so much easier to be negative than to be positive. But nothing good comes from that. It's destructive. So make it a habit. I made this decision, 40 years ago probably, that I was going to be the most positive person that I would ever meet in my life. And I've kept that promise. I've met a lot of positive people, but I've yet to find anybody who's as positive as me. I haven't. And that has led to a tremendous amount of success, tremendous amount of great relationships I have with people, because people like being around people who are positive, who are moving forward, who are constructive rather than destructive. It's very simple. Number 5, they're even-keeled. When it comes to their own accomplishments and failures, likable leaders take things in stride. They don't toot their own horns, nor do they get rattled when they blow it. They savor success without letting it go to their heads and readily acknowledge failure without getting mired in it. They learn from both and move on. Not too up, not too down, because, some days go great, some days don't go so great. So when you get too up, then you're going to get too down when things, nothing stays the same. Like if I would have a tough week, bad week, nothing went right, didn't close any transactions, didn't recruit anybody into my business. Instead of getting down, I would double my efforts, and then I'd turn the next week into something great and come back from it, as opposed to getting down and depressed. Number 6, they're generous. We've all worked for someone who constantly holds something back, whether it's knowledge or resources. They act as if they're afraid you'll outshine them if they give you access to everything you need to do your job. Likable leaders are unfailingly generous with whom they know, and what they know and the resources they have. They want you to do well more than anything else because they understand this is their job as a leader, and because they're confident enough to never worry what your success might make them, that it might make them look bad. In fact, they believe that your success is their success. I think one of the things that I've never had a problem sharing what I've done, exactly how I've done it. One of the things I found out is that most people won't do it anyways. I used to speak around the country a lot, and finally I got to the point where, I would go and I would speak to people and I would share exactly how I built my business, what I did, how I did it, everything. And then the people that I shared it with wouldn't do it. I said, well, this is a waste of time. Why would I drive, fly across the country, go speak and be away from my business and my family for 2 days or 3 days, and then the people that I share my information with don't even do it. It's crazy. So I stopped doing it. I said, look, if you want to learn, come out and see me. We're having an event this date. You're welcome to come or whatever. But I stopped doing that because it's kind of a waste of time. And so, Be generous. Share with people. I have no problem sharing with people what I've done and how I've done it. I really enjoy doing it. I mentor quite a few people that aren't even in Primerica in the business I'm in. And it's fun to do. I do it because I enjoy it. I don't get paid for it, but I enjoy it because, I love helping motivated people. That's my life. I love doing that. It's a lot of fun. I just was doing it this morning with some professional golfers that I mentor. And it's really rewarding. What I get from that, I get a great relationship with great people that want to become something more than they are. Number 7, they demonstrate integrity. Likable leaders inspire trust and admiration through their actions, not just their words. Many leaders say integrity is important to them, but likable leaders walk their talk by demonstrating integrity every day. Even a leader who oozes charm won't be likable if that charm isn't backed by a solid foundation of integrity. That's the one thing you can't compromise on, folks. Integrity is critical to your success because it comes back to being trustworthy. And if people don't trust you, they won't follow you, they won't buy from you, they won't refer you. You've got to have integrity. Number 8, they read people. Likable leaders know how to read people. They know unspoken communication is often more important than the words people say. They know facial expressions, body language, tone of voice, in order to get what's really going on with their people. In other words, they have high social awareness, a critical EQ, emotional intelligence skill. One of the things that's really important too, especially if you're in the sales business, is to really, really master your presentation and the material you're presenting so you don't have to think when you're doing it, that you're kind of like an automatic mode. And this allows you to be able to share the information you need, the features and benefits of your company, your product, your opportunity, whatever, and be able to at the same time pay attention and look at people's body language, look at their tonality, look at their facial expressions to see if they're really getting or grasping what you're sharing with them, or if they're like off in la la land. So when you don't really have your presentations down, then you're so worried about what you're going to say next, you're not able to really pay attention to the body language, the facial expressions, etc. of the person that you're sharing the information with, so you know where to go. So it's very important that you learn how to read people, but it's important to really master what you're doing so that you can be multiply aware of not only what you're doing and sharing, but also how they're reacting to what you're sharing with them. Number 9, they appreciate potential. Robert Brault said, charisma is not so much getting people to like you as getting people to like themselves when they're around you. This is really, really big right here. Let me repeat that. Robert Brault said, charisma is not so much getting people to like you as getting people to like themselves when you're around. Likable leaders not only see the best in their people, but they also make sure everyone else sees it too. They draw out people's talents so everyone is bettering themselves and at the work at hand. This is that's powerful right there. Making people feel special, making people feel good about themselves. One of the things that I always, focus on whenever I have any interaction with another human being is to make them feel special, to make them feel better than they felt before our interaction. That has been a huge component of the success I've had in building a large sales organization. They have substance. Dr. Quinn said, charisma only wins people's attention. Once you have their attention, you have to have something to tell them. This is why personal development is so important, so you have material to share with people. Likable leaders understand their knowledge and expertise are critical to the success of everyone who follows them. Therefore, they regularly connect with people to share their substance as opposed to superficial small talk. Likable leaders don't puff themselves up or pretend to be something they're not because they don't have to. They have substance, and they share it with their people. Likability isn't a birthright. It results from acquiring acquirable skills that are crucial to your professional success. And just like other professional skills, you can study the people who have them, copy what works, adapt them to your own style. Try these 10 strategies and watch your likability soar.